This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Carty Method Podcast. It is me, Steve Carty. I had a photography business that was struggling. It was barely holding on. I'd been a pro for decades. And with the industry changes and how they change so fast, it was terrible. Like, I was terrible, but I don't know. My reading is not great when I'm doing these notes. So I'm going to, again, I had brain surgery a couple of weeks ago. I've been a pro for decades, but the photography industry changes fast. I was terrible at reaching out and getting new work. I tried showing up on social media, but I wasn't doing it good enough. It wasn't turning out. It wasn't paying off fast enough. I wasn't consistent. I thought that I was doing the right things. Every day I would do something for my business, but my photography business, it was struggling. I needed help. I worked hard on getting myself out of here. COVID was the turning point. COVID was the time when everything just went to shit. I didn't work for months. And I needed to redirect. And that's when I started this whole thing of creative education and trying to put myself out there. I have coaches, I have consultants, and they rallied to bring me back. Starting this YouTube channel from like 2007 when YouTube started. I wasn't doing anything on YouTube. I had YouTube, but I wasn't using it. During COVID, I started applying these lessons step by step, space by space, and actually getting there. Slowly things started to turn around. The assignments got better. My clients got better, got bigger, and I started building systems that worked. Building the Carty Method system is what changed everything. I have consultants, and I said that I had an idea for an education system that I helped photographers transition from zero to hero, transition from loving photography, have a camera, working full-time somewhere else, to being a full-time photographer, making $100,000 a year. Like, I unlocked that roadmap, and I tested it on 20 photographers. And it worked. And then another 20. And the results were incredible. They were able to use my material and actually unlock work for themselves just based on my IP. The amount of what we did in 6 months was incredible. Now I have thousands of people in the Carty Method. I have people in my accelerator. I have Portfolio Lab, and I'm trying to find 1,000 true fans here on YouTube who choose to perhaps become a member and hit the join button. So every time I learn something that works, I teach it to you the very next possibility that's an option. Like, as soon as I learn it, understand it, I'm teaching it to you. It works. Like-minded photographers from all over the world, all in the same collective, all with the same mission to bring value to people with their photography. That's all we're trying to do. I'm so glad that we found each other. I am here to help. So today we are talking about, if you clicked on this episode, it's probably because you've been working hard but not seeing results. You're out there making photographs, posting content, maybe even doing some paid work, but your bank account doesn't reflect your efforts. Okay? So most photographers believe success will come if they just get better. Sure. Work, getting gear, better followers, sure. But it's not how business works necessarily. Business works because clarity and data work. Like, they both hold options. They both hold hope. So there's also like sorry, I can't read that word. But here's the harsh, there it is. But here's the harsh truth. If you don't know your numbers, you're not being professional. If you don't know your numbers, like the numbers that you need in order to work, your business to work, your photography business to work, if you don't know your numbers, you're a professional, you're a passionate hobbyist. And maybe you're a passionate hobbyist who's like really trying to get paid. You're really occasionally getting paid, let's say. Again, please keep in mind that I'm doing my best to keep it together here and give you this show from show notes for the first time since my brain surgery. I couldn't read for a while. And this is the beginning of me, and again, doing it live, like attempting to read live. So know that the harsh truth, if you don't know your numbers, you're not really a professional. You're a passionate hobbyist who occasionally gets paid. And if that sounds harsh, I know it sounds harsh, but it's because it sounds harsh because, but this episode might be the single most important conversation. It might be the single most important conversation that you have about your work, about this year. If you actually want to have a life as a living professional, making a living with your camera, because the photographers who understand these value metrics, these three metrics, the photographers who understand these metrics, they control their income. They control their income, their growth, and their freedom. Everyone else's, they just stay stuck. Everyone else, they just stay stuck. So I've been a pro photographer. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've seen photographers go from zero to hero. Like literally, I've seen photographers build 6-figure accounts because they started and they screened and they they screened, they stacked, they analyzed the right numbers. Meanwhile, I've seen insanely gifted photographers struggle to reach because they refuse to analyze or measure anything. So it's like eternal opposites. So today, I'm going to break down the exact metrics slowly as I go through my notes that decide whether your photography business thrives or dies. Okay? We're going to talk about these three metrics that decide whether your photography business thrives or dies. So first, we're going to talk about awareness from many people who don't even know you exist. First, let's talk about awareness. How many people even know that you exist? Second, we're going to talk about engagement, which is how many people actually care about you existing. And then third, we're going to talk about conversions, meaning from the people who are aware of you to the people who are engaging with you, to the people who actually decide to pay. Okay? Those are 3 different angles. If you understand and track these 3, you'll stop guessing and you'll start growing. I did okay there. Okay. I'm starting that. We're doing okay there. Okay. Okay. So awareness. Okay. The power of being seen. Awareness. The power of being seen. You would be the best photographer in your city, but if nobody knows that you exist, you're invisible. And invisibility is the number 1 reason photographers stay broke. Invisibility. Awareness is the lifeblood for the photographer. Awareness is your lifeblood. It is not about vanity. It's not vanity. This is not vanity. This is visibility. Awareness is the lifeblood for your photography business. It is not vanity. It's visibility. Okay? I track awareness like a hawk. Okay? I track awareness like a hawk. Every week, I look at how many people saw my work, whether it's through YouTube, Instagram, or my website. I know exactly where their attention has come from because attention is my currency. Attention is my currency. If you're not measuring it, you can't multiply it. If you're not measuring it, you can't multiply it. Here's where awareness looks like here's what awareness looks like in real numbers. Okay? This is what awareness looks like in real numbers. Website visits. How many people landed on your portfolio? How many people landed on your portfolio? Impressions or reach? How many people saw your content? Followers gained. How many people raised their hand saying, I want more of this person? How many people raised their hand for you today, this week, and said, I want to see more from this person? But the deeper question is this: who are the people? Who are those people? Are they your ideal clients, or are they just other photographers? Because 10,000 random followers means nothing if not one of them would hire you. If 100 people right now seeing your work, if 100 right people seeing your work can change your entire career, your entire life. 100 of the right people seeing your work can change your career, your year, your everything. So, ask yourself this. Ask yourself right now. Ask yourself right now. Who's what's that word? Who's actually seeing your work right now? So, because once you know who's actually seeing your work? I couldn't say the word. I couldn't read the word actually. Because if you don't know your, what's that word? I'm not getting frustrated even. It's so funny. Like, glory be the King. I'm not frustrated. If you're not targeting okay, I gotta get this out here. We'll get it out. We'll get it out. Okay. So, ask yourself right now, who's actually seeing your work? Because if your target client, oh my goodness me. We're getting there though. It's okay. I hope this isn't so painful. I mean, obviously, it's a little painful. It's probably going to be a bit painful with me just reading for the first time. Well, not for the first time. I've been able to read, but like 6 pages of show notes. First time. Bear with me. Okay. So, we're here. Ask yourself right now, who's actually seeing your work? Because if it's not your target client, you're not building a business. You're building an audience that can't afford you. Did that make sense? If you're not targeting if you're not getting to your target client, then you're not building a business. You're building like an audience that can't afford you, which is kind of silly. So next paragraph. Start tracking your awareness. Start tracking your awareness weekly. Okay. If you're not tracking your awareness, start tracking your awareness weekly and repeat. That's not repeat. That word is not repeat. Create a simple dashboard. Okay. Create a simple dashboard and nothing fancy. Just note how many people saw my work. From where? How many people saw my work? Where do they come from? How do they find me? And how consistent, what content drove that visibility? There you go. What content drove that visibility? So how many people saw my work? Where did they come from? You see a little bounce? I like a little swag every once in a while. Little bounce. How many people saw my work? Where did they come from? And what content drove that visibility? Thank you, Joe, for letting me get that sentence out. For this, do this for a month. Okay? Do this for a month. And you'll start to see patterns because you are looking at data, your data. Do this for a month and you're going to start to see patterns. You'll see that content retracts attention. Content attracts attention. And when it doesn't, you're going to see the content that attracts attention and the content that doesn't. When you know what works and what doesn't, well, then you can scale it. Once you know what it is, but you're not looking, so you don't know. Awareness is step one. Okay? Awareness is step one. Without it, nothing else matters. Okay? Okay, that's one. We did it. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Portfolio Lab is how I teach photographers how to be making work that's worthy of getting work. You can simply go to cartymethod.com/portfolio lab and learn how you can join Portfolio Lab and have me review your photos every week, be in Zoom with me every week, be in Zoom with my team and everybody else who is in Portfolio Lab. What I'm building here is like nothing else on the world, in the planet, for photography and photography education. My IP works. It works. It is guaranteed. I have people in my system who are making $8,000 a month and they're not even finished my accelerator. I've unlocked money. And if you want to unlock money, it starts with Portfolio Lab. That's how you unlock the work. And then after Portfolio Lab, it's my professional accelerator or the Carty Method system. Please look into it. Okay, I need to play a spot.
If being on camera or speaking in front of people makes you nervous, this challenge is for you. It's called the 30-Day On-Camera Challenge, and I designed it to help you show up with confidence, whether you're recording a video, giving a presentation, or leading a meeting in real life. Every day via email, you're going to get a clear, simple prompt that helps you get more comfortable speaking out loud while building real communication skills that you can use anywhere. Now, I promise you, this isn't just for YouTubers or content creators. It's for anyone that wants to show up more clearly, communicate with confidence, and leave a lasting impression in person or on camera. If you're ready to feel more in control, express yourself with confidence, and learn how to present in a way that feels true to you, start your 30-Day On-Camera Challenge today. All you need to do is go to thecartymethod.com/tools and pick up my 30-Day On-Camera Challenge. Let's get to work.
All right, friends. So, section number two. Once someone sees your work, well, the next metric details whether they actually care. They've seen, this is number two, engagement. Okay? Engagement, they see your shit, but do they care? Okay? Engagement is the second number that matters. Okay? This number, this is where most photographers lose the plot. Okay? Engagement is the number one thing that matters. It's the second number that matters, okay? Engagement is the second number. All this shit matters. The second one is engagement. And this is where photographers jump the shark. This is where they lose the plot, okay? So, they think likes and comments are engagement. Like, you think someone doing this on your phone, like on their phone for you, doing this? Do you think that means anything to you? Like, watch. I'm gonna do it again. Watch. Engagement. So, do you think that means anything for you? So, they think likes and comments are engagement. They're not. They are true engagement is interactive and intent. It's like interactive with intent. Thank God, got that in. So don't think that likes and comments are engagement. They're not. True engagements are interactive with intent. Okay? With intent. Let me give you an example. I DM asking questions. I'll email replies. I'll I'll do newsletters. Like, okay, this is a hard sentence. If DMs, okay, so ask yourself, are people sending you DMs asking you questions? Are they asking for your email address so they can communicate with you further? Like, it's newsletter opens. Do you have a newsletter? Are you on Substack? Are people opening your newsletter? It's the inquiries through your website. So this is engagement. Glory to the King. Your DMs, okay? It's DMs that are asking you questions. This is engagement. It's email replies. You send an email, someone send you right back. It's your newsletter, people opening it. And it's inquiries through your website. That's valuable engagement. If you're not tracking engagement, you're missing the heartbeat of your photography business. You're missing the heartbeat of your business. Here's the reality. Engagement is the bridge. Engagement is the bridge between attention and income. Okay? You want to make money? Engagement is the bridge. It's where curiosity turns into consideration. I like this guy. Oh, I'm hiring this guy. Like, it's where it turns, where consideration, curiosity turns into consideration. So, back here, please. You can post 30 times a month, but if no one's responding, you're just shouting into the void, okay? In my own business, I track engagement through things like comments and conversions and lead come somewheres. What is that word? Okay, comments and conversions. Oh my goodness. Okay. I am very patient. I am in God's good graces today. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Steve Carty. I'm a professional photographer for 35 years, here helping you make it. So let's get back to it. These are the things that I track. In my own business, I track engagement through things like comments and conversions that lead somewhere. Okay? Comments, conversions that actually go to something else, like emails, text messages, and now we're shooting together. Okay? YouTube reaction rates, YouTube retention rates. Okay, yes, YouTube retention rates. So how long people watch my face on this channel, how long they stay with me, they're just dipping in and going. Depends what I'm talking about. And also scorecard completions. Every time I have scorecards. So every time someone takes the time to complete it, that's deep engagement. They're spending like 20 minutes on a scorecard. And email reply rates and email click rates and replies. So I send out emails. Like, you can go to thecartymethod.com. Super simple. Go to thecartymethod.com and add yourself so I can send you emails. Like, super simple. You add yourself so I can send you emails. And then from here, once you've added yourself, down here at the bottom, well, then now I can engage with you and track how well, right here, track how well you are in engaging with me. Like, this is what we do. So, testimonials of people who I've helped, the photographers that I help, it just goes on and on. So you can get on my list. And then I also have scorecards, and I track those completions, and my email, when you get my emails and you opening them and replying, like, these are things that I track. That's good data. That's good markers. And every piece of engagement gives me data. Every single piece of engagement gives me data. It tells me what people are caring about and what people think and where they're stuck. Like, it tells me where they're stuck because they tell me, and they react and they click on things that they're stuck about. So then I can make more stuff about that. So if awareness is about being seen, right? If awareness, the first thing, is about being seen, well, engagement then, the second part, is about being remembered, right? It's about being remembered. And that's how people become brands. That's what builds a brand. Being remembered is what builds a brand. I'm trying to be remembered for what I'm doing here, as I'm trying to remember how to read. I think I'm doing okay. Last section 5. Okay. But before we get there, there's a trick. Here's the trick. Okay. This is going to break your brain. This is the trick. I'm going to get closer for this one. Don't chase engagement. Okay? This is a trick. Don't chase engagement. We earn it. Don't chase it. You earn it. Create content that solves real problems. Don't chase anything. Create content that solves real problems. Talk about the things your ideal client can't stop thinking about. The things that your ideal client is up at night about. That's what you should be talking about on your channel. Then you can stop creating for algorithm. Stop creating just for the fucking algorithm and start creating content for outcomes. For engagement and natural, let me get this sentence out because I cannot freeball these words. They're too important. But if you just create for algorithms, and if you stop, there we go. Thank you. That word is kind of important in this sentence. Then you can stop creating for the algorithm and start creating for outcomes. Engagement naturally increases. When you start, instead of creating for the algorithm, you start creating for outcomes, your engagement, it's going to naturally increase. Naturally. Yes? Glory be the King. My Queen Cheryl, is in chat. Queen Cheryl never, ever, ever gets to watch me live. But the Queen is here. Glory be the King. Thank you, Cheryl, for taking the time to watch this podcast. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Love and light from Toronto to Houston, Texas, where you are right now. I love you, girl. All right. So we got through there. Okay. Conversion. Section 3. Conversion. This is where we bring it all together. Okay? Section 3. Conversion. Turning interest into income. Shall I get into this? Turning interest into income? Because that's what I do. I turn interest into income, and I teach people how to do it. So I need to have a drink of tea. Give me a second. My dad's dad and his 4 brothers were in the Air Force. They were the first black people to fly airplanes for Canada in World War II. I'm wearing this is my grandfather. This is my grandfather. This is Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry is the pilot. This is the Tuskegee Airmen of Canada. Grandfather, this is Bill, my dad's dad. A little bit of an update as to what I'm wearing. Okay, music stopped. We'll get that back. Here we go. Okay. This is conversion. Okay? This is where the rubber meets the road. Okay? Conversion is how people actually pay you. Okay? So this is probably the most important shit that I'll talk about today. Conversion. Okay. So where the rubber meets the road. Most photographers think that the word, most photographers hate this word because it feels salesy. Conversion. Okay. I saw the word hate in my notes and I'm like, oh, I don't say that word. But I need it. Most photographers hate the word conversion because it feels salesy, right? But conversion is not manipulation. It's alignment. Know that. Like, don't hate the word conversion because it sounds salesy. Conversion's not manipulation. It's alignment. Alignment, meaning this client and we are one. We are to do this thing. Money is to exchange, and it is going to benefit both exponentially. That's alignment, okay? That's where conversion rubber meets the road, okay? It's when someone sees the value in what you do and they say, yes, this is what I want. So if you get 10 if you get 10 inquiries in a month, imagine this. You get 10 inquiries in a month and only book 2, then your conversion rate is 23%. Prove that, like, you could push that. That's that word. Improve that. If you get 10 inquiries and a month and only do 2 bookings, your conversion rate is 30%. You can improve that to 40 and you get double your income without finding a single new client. All you're doing is converting the people who are already there. You're just trying to go from 20 to 40% of those people converting without needing like an extra client. Okay? So I don't know if I read that well. Without finding a single new client. Okay. But here's why the numbers matter. This is why the numbers matter. Okay? This is super, super, super important. Why the numbers matter. You can't fix what you don't measure. Okay? No truer statement has been made. You can't fix what you don't measure. You can reverse engineer, like, if your conversion is low, you can't, like, you can reverse engineer high. Let me get through this. Okay. You can't fix what you don't measure. If your conversion is low, you can re-engineer it to high. Maybe your offer isn't clear. Maybe your pricing is confusing. Maybe you're attracting the wrong leads. 3 super simple things. Your offer's not clear. Your pricing is confusing. You're attracting the wrong leads. Fix that, you go from 20% to 40% conversion. When you know your numbers, you can fix your process. When you know these important numbers, you can fix your process. This is how I do it. Every month, I track the number of leads that come in, the number of consultations booked, the number of people, converting into paying clients, the number of people who are converting into paid clients. These are things that I track. Let me give you to that one. Let me give you that one more time because that was hella hard to, I'm sure, absorb. So these are the things that I track every month. The number of leads that came in, the number of consultations that were booked, and the number of those that converted into paying clients. That is what we must track. Then I calculate the conversion rate and look at friction points. I look at friction points, points where I could make it clearer. If people drop off after a consultation, well, I refine my close rate. I refine my close. This is going to be a hard one to get through, but it's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
If you're a photographer serious about turning your passion into a career, this is the moment that you've been waiting for. You see, most photographers think that tutorials and YouTube is going to get them paid. But without structure, without mentorship, without accountability, nothing changes, which is why I built my Carty Method Professional Photographers Accelerator. Hear this. This isn't a course. It's an 18-week career transformation built around my proven 6-phase system. It's the same system that saved my business, the same system that's helped photographers go from stuck to fully booked. Here's what you get. Number 1, live training that walks you through everything from building a market to pricing to systems to client acquisition. Live masterclasses that break down each phase in depth, and weekly cohort sessions that I call ProLab. This is where we work together in real time. But here's the difference. This isn't a solo learning experience. You're joining a team of photographers who've gone through my system and who are doing it again with purpose. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building a business that actually pays you, go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator and join the waitlist right now. Let's get
Let's get to work is what that last sit. And again, my accelerator is on. It's on now. Starts this weekend, but you can get in for the next round, which starts in January. Okay. Let's get it on. So the things that I track. Then after that, obviously, this is what every month I track. Leads. The number of leads that came in, the number of consultations that were booked from those leads, and the number of those that converted to paying clients. That's what I track every month. Then I calculate my conversion rate and look at friction points. If somebody drops off after a consultation, then I refine the close. If they never book the call, then I refine the messaging to get them to book the call. That's the my goodness, where's that word? Yeah. How far do we go? I can do this. We're almost there. I can do this. Okay. So that's the difference between amateurs and pros, okay? Amateurs react, professionals refine, okay? An amateur reacts, a professional refines. Okay. By the way, Carty, I think you're killing it, considering you had brain surgery on the 23rd of September. My scar's on the other side, so you can't see it from this camera angle. Got to the hospital 2 days later, and I've been here recovering ever since. I didn't sleep last night. Sleep is elusive. I can't sleep. I'm on a medication that's kind of making it so I can't sleep. So I'm just literally walking the earth, and I don't have a lot of sleep in me right now. So what I'm doing right now with these notes is taking all of my strength, but it's so valuable for me to give this to you. It's so valuable for you to take this in. It's so valuable for you to know this information that nothing is more important to me than getting this to you today. So this is what I do wholeheartedly. So, we are right here. Okay, we are there. Value. Every time you track a conversion, you're not just counting dollars. What you're doing is you're studying behaviors, and that's gold. Okay? You're studying behaviors. That's gold, because what you understand about why people are doing things, like why people say yes, like the more you understand about the why, well, you can get yourself set. That's a horrible read. If you're considering why your photography business is underperforming or unpredictable, it's because you're not tracking conversions. It's probably because you're not tracking conversions. It's just simple. You're just not tracking them. So this is why. But when you track it, well, everything changes. Suddenly you can predict your income because you're tracking it. Now you know how much money you're going to make next month because you're tracking it. You can actually forecast growth. You can forecast where you're going to be next month, the month after. And then you can actually scale intentionally. So every time you track a conversion, you're not just counting dollars, okay? You're not just counting dollars. You're studying behavior. That's gold. I might have done this already. Bear with me. It's good. It's good for you to hear it again. Because when you understand why someone says yes, then you get more yeses. Thank you. You get more yeses. Once you understand why. I just had to have that little victory because Jesus, this is hard. But we getting there. We getting there. Glory to the King. Okay, so why creatives fear numbers? We need to talk about why. Why? Let's talk about why you actually fear the numbers. No. No more applause. Okay, it's off now. Okay, good. No, turn this off. Sorry. Now we know creatives fear the numbers. Stop, please. Okay, I think it's off now. Okay, good. So this next section is incredibly important. There's no clips right now available to be made because of some back end thing. I just fixed that. You can start now, and if you're trying to clip, don't speak to me calligraphy in chat, please. It definitely throws me. All right. So, let's get into why creatives fear the numbers. Why creatives fear the numbers. Why I feared the numbers. Why you fear the numbers. Let's get into why. Let's be honest. Most creatives avoid numbers because they associate them with failure. Seeing that you made you just associate your numbers with you suck. So you just don't look at them. Yes or yes. But what that does, they tell themselves, I'm an artist, not an accountant, bro. I'm an artist, not an accountant. But that mindset keeps them broke. Yes or yes. So numbers don't judge you. Numbers don't judge you. They inform you. They are a mirror. They're a mirror on a grade. Like, they're a mirror, not a grade. Sorry. Numbers don't judge you. They inform you. They're a mirror. They're not a grade. I got through that. Oh, by the way, just in case you know, in case you didn't know, I use show notes. I have a teleprompter. I need a teleprompter in order to get through this because you think I can just So, again, transparency. When I started tracking my numbers decades ago, I realized how much, again, not decades ago. I'm talking tracking my numbers 5 years ago, in 2020, 2021, when I was trying to build out of this shitstorm that I was in. When I was building out of being a 30-year pro and having all this work and all this portfolio and having no money in the bank and hadn't paid rent for 8 months or whatever, just the shit show that I was in. That's when I started building the Carty method, and that's when I started with my consultants and my coaches and fixing this and also making it so it could never be like it was before and making it so it wouldn't be like this for other creatives who would also, like me, have this same problem. So it wasn't decades, it was 5 years ago. When I started tracking my numbers 5 years ago, I realized how important how much, what's that word? How much emotion, had driven my business decisions. Like, I actually realized like how much emotion was driving my business decisions. Like emotion driving my business decision. Like I was working hard, but not strategizing. Working hard, not strategizing. Once I started tracking, I could see exactly what was leaking time and money. I could see what was leaking time and what was leaking money once I started tracking. And that is when everything shifted. I stopped lives. I used to play Warzone. I used to play Warzone on Twitch. I stopped playing video games. I stopped, like, it was eating my life. Numbers gave me peace of mind because they told me the truth. They told me my truth. You can't build a sustainable creative business on a feeling. Somebody quote that for me. You can't grow a sustainable creative business on a feeling. You need feedback. And numbers are feedback. So, the transformation that you're going to go through is from chaos to control. I'm going to help you go from chaos to control. We have about 10 minutes left or less. Okay? From chaos to control. When you start tracking these 3 numbers, awareness, engagement, and conversion, every single thing in your life will change. Everything. You stop reacting and you start planning. You stop doubting and you start deciding. You stop reacting and you start planning. You stop doubting and you start deciding. Because when you know your numbers, you can predict your future. You can predict your future. Think about it. If you knew your awareness grew 30, grew 50, grew 10%. Imagine this. If you knew your awareness grow 10% every month, like if you knew that was happening, your engagement conversions, 15% of that audience, like you convert, like all of a sudden your awareness grows 10% every month. I want you to think about this. Just imagine this scenario. Every month your awareness grows 10%. That's what's happening. Every month, 10% more people know you. You consistently, and your engagement is converting 15% of that audience. And for you to get a conversion rate of 40%, like that is so possible. You can literally focus on income 6 months from right now. That's power. I'm going to do that again. Think about it. If you know your awareness grows 10% every month, your engagement rate, your engagement converts 15% of that audience, and your conversion rate is 40%, you can literally forecast your income 6 months from now. That's power. That's when photography stops being a hustle and starts becoming your business. So, this is your challenge for the week. You need to be challenged. This isn't a joke. We're not doing this for shits and giggles. This is your challenge for the week. I want you to track these 3 metrics for the next 30 days. Okay? Awareness. How many people saw your work this past week? Engagement. How many people interacted or reached out? Comments, DMs to you. And conversions. How many people did you actually get to pay you? Track it manually on a spreadsheet or a photo of an app on your phone. If you, oh my goodness, let's just get this. At the end of the 30 days, you'll see patterns. At the end of the 30 days, you'll see patterns and you'll see what's working and what's not. And that's when you'll start deciding. That's when you'll start making decisions based on data, not emotion. Remember, you can't grow what you don't measure. You can't grow what you don't measure. If you want help building a photography business, if you want help building systems that make tracking automatic and profitable, that's exactly what I do inside the Carty method, in my accelerator, in all my systems. This is what I do. This is my IP. So start today. Please start today. Track your numbers. Take control. Track your numbers and take control. Let me do that more powerfully. So start today. Track your numbers. Take control. Because the photographers who don't know their numbers don't stay broke. They stay, the photographers who do track their numbers, they don't stay broke, they stay booked. The ones who don't, they stay invisible. Guess what? We got to the end. I hope this brought you value.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Thanks for staying with me. I hope that wasn't too painful. I feel great victory for getting through those show notes today and getting this information to you. It's so important. I love you. God is great. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful thing we're doing here with the Carty Method. Tell a friend. Share. Helps a lot.